All right, so first things first, we have a special guest today on this episode of Indian Stuff. If I can get his attention, come here. This is Arthur. Yeah, you might be thinking, India, wait a second. I've been counting and you have 4 of these already. You would be correct. Yes, we do have 4 cats. So what's one more? But no, this little guy, goodness gracious, it's never just like a normal day with us. This little guy was up in a tree, and Ian and I went for a walk yesterday, and we heard something, and I was like, is that a bird? And Ian was like, it kind of sounds like a cat. And I was like, is that a cat or a bird? We get close to a tree, and lo and behold, this little goober is stuck, literally like a cartoon, up on a branch in a tree. And so it was very cold. We were like bundled up and everything on our walk. And Ian was like, oh my gosh, like he's so cold. So we helped him get down. Ian snuggled him up in a blanket. He was so cold, like shivering. His ears were frozen. So we were like, okay, he's probably a house kitty who got out. Like he's not that old, like maybe like 8 to 10 weeks old. Maybe a little, I don't know, a little bigger. But anyway, we like went around the area. We saw a bunch of ringing doorbells on different houses, and we like rang the doorbell, showed the cat. We were like, hey, we just found this guy in a tree. If he's yours, like I'm going to post something on the ring doorbell community chat, respond if it's your cat. He's freezing. He's out here by himself. We were like, we can't just leave him back on the streets. It's very cold and cars like fly through our neighborhood. So against probably our better judgment, we brought him home. We gave him some wet food, and we were like, okay, he'll just stay here for a few hours. We'll see what anyone says. It's officially been 24 hours, and that little booger literally crawled his way into our bed last night and cozied up and slept on Ian's feet. I'm saying it right now, guys, though. We cannot keep him. Did you hear that? Wherever you went, buddy? He's a temporary cat that we're trying to help temporarily. We cannot keep him. We can't do it. We can't do it. So we went through, oh my gosh, every single name under the sun. There's so many good names for pets. And we were talking about pepperoni, pepper. We were talking about Junie, like Junie Cortez. We were talking about caper. I thought that was really cute. It's kind of like a little adventure, a little caper boy. We talked about Nancy Mulligan because we found him on Mulligan Street. And even though he's a boy, I thought it'd be hilarious. Ed Sheeran, Ron Weasley. Yeah, he just responded to Ron Weasley. He just hopped right up here. But I think the person who's going to take him, I was putting my feelers out, and someone's very interested in him and said they would name him Arthur, aka Artie. So now I can't stop calling him little Arthur Beans. Okay, he's really cute. You snuggled with us last night. You went from stray cat to straight up in our bed within not even 10 hours. That's illegal. But he's very cute, and I think he's Ian's little bestie right now. Anyway, guys, we have so many cats, and I love them all. That's not what we're here to talk about, okay? The fall is upon us. You have cozied up in your jams with a little hot glass of apple cider. You flip on the TV and you're like, what do I watch? What do I watch in the fall? What do I watch in the cozy season? What do I watch in the months that end with burr? Okay? I don't care who you are. It's too early for Christmas movies. Sue me. It's just too early. So we're going to talk about some movies and shows, probably a couple shows in there that are perfect for the fall months, perfect for those rainy, cozy, cold days when you want to feel something that feels a little nostalgic and cozy and it feels like fall. I'll just be honest, some of these movies and shows on this list, I haven't even seen. So I feel kind of crazy recommending them to you, but they're on my list to watch. So it's like I'm giving you a list of movies I have watched that are fall related and also some that are on my current watch list for this fall. So does that sound good and cozy? Okay, get something fall flavored to sip on while you listen. Let's do it. So the other fun update is that this week we are actually hosting sort of a friend of mine who needed a place to stay in between leases. And she's here and has her little dog, Ozzy, who's so cute and a very, very well behaved dog. I've never met a more well behaved Chihuahua in my life. So they're here. We've got our 4 cats, and then we've got this extra bonus temporary cat. So we have like 6 animals, 3 adults at our house. And over the weekend, we were hosting a cousin. So then my brother came over and his girlfriend. So there was just like at any given time, like 3 to 6 people here, a number of pets, animals. We have a mouse. His name is Hummus. He keeps, not like a pet mouse, but a mouse that keeps reoccurring himself. It's been about a year of him coming in and out of the home. And we'll catch him with like a non-invasive, non-murderous rat trap, mouse trap, and then we'll take him outside and then he'll make his way back in. So anyway, there's just a lot of creatures going on. Our life has been kind of chaotic, but you know, that's fall. That's fall, baby. That's the showbiz. That's the life of a showgirl, baby. So we're here and we're just kind of rolling with it. So, okay, I need to get to this because speaking of fall, I want to make a big vat of white chicken chili tonight. Chef's kiss, one of my favorite cozy dishes to make. And I swear it's been cloudy all day and now the sun comes out. So now I'm feeling like, ooh, but I still want to make white chicken chili. I'm okay with eating soup on hot days. It's not even hot, to be honest. It's like 60, maybe 55 today. But yeah, a good vat of white chicken white chicken chili with like Fritos on top. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's get to it. Fall movies and shows for you to watch that give the nostalgia, the aesthetic factor. Boom, boom, pow. Let's go. Number 1 on this list, and possibly the number 1 year-round movie, and possibly the best movie to ever exist. You guessed it, the Disney Channel original, The Princess Diaries. This movie is so good. It's good for all year round. It's nostalgic. It's cozy. It's reminiscent. It feels like a hug. It feels like anything's possible. We love this movie year round. I will say you could make an argument that the season we see the least of in this whole movie is the fall. I think there's something that kind of goes from like spring and summer is probably the time of filming. It's also in San Francisco, so there's a little raininess. I don't know. I just think it works any season. It feels good for fall. You decide. I will say The Princess Diaries 2 is probably resorted to like spring, summer movie. That's just what I'll say. But it's a great one. Very much on the fall block, You've Got Mail. A great film, a silly little rom-com, Meg Ryan, Tom Hanks, classic. I want to say 1999, 1996. It was a while ago. It was in the 90s. It's so cute. It's a little unbelievable too. I always kind of hate the subplot of like you're in a relationship, but you're like secretly flirting with someone on the side and like everyone thinks it's totally normal, but you're like, hey, would I like that if my partner did that to me? No, no, no. But it's Meg Ryan, it's Tom Hanks, it's fiction. We're fine with it. You've Got Mail is cutesy, very fall. Gilmore Girls, a TV series. Obviously, this one's going to make it on my list. Obviously. I've rewatched this one probably 3 full times. Currently, I'm rewatching it a 4th time, but this time it's just kind of like in the background. I'm not like really paying attention to it. It's just kind of like chitter chatter going on when I'm like making dinner or if I'm editing photos. It's just kind of happening in the background. So I'm really not paying that much attention. It's a classic. I think there's 7 seasons and then the little bonus season, but I think the earliest seasons are definitely my favorite, 1, 2, and 3. Pretty much once Rory starts making questionable decisions and once Jess gets more involved, I'm like, ugh. But Jess isn't the problem. It's really Rory. But I do like it. I like it. It's a fun show. It's a great show. Classic. If you haven't seen it, put it on. Feel warm. Feel nostalgic. Feel the fall power. Another one, switching gears, Psycho. It's a great one. Oh my gosh, why am I blanking? Hitchcock. It's a Hitchcock film. I want to say it's from the 50s. Let me Google this really fast so I don't tell you. Little fact check. 60s. Okay. Alfred Hitchcock, 60s. It's black and white. It's a horror movie, but if you don't like horror movie or scary movies, you can totally stomach it because it's very like a PG horror movie, but it is rated R. At least I think it's a PG horror movie. I think because it's black and white, like if you can't even see the blood is red, you're good. Like you're good. But it's a great one. It's a classic one. It's one of the first horror films I actually watched in my college history of cinema class, and I really enjoyed it. I think it's a good fall film that's not too scary. If you want to edge it up a little bit for the scaries, Silence of the Lambs is another classic horror film. I think it's one of the first to really implement the film de femme, the female lead in a horror film, and some psychological aspects of that. And it has some interesting themes, as well as just being like, again, like a little spooky, scary, but it's not like gore, guts, horror. Like it's a fall film and it's old enough where it still feels endearing and like a mystery unfolding versus just like slasher stuff, which I personally I'm not into slasher stuff. But okay, also spooky, but not at all. Casper, the Friendly Ghost. So I had never actually seen this movie until 2 weeks ago. We had a bonfire with some friends and they introduced us to Casper. It's so funny when you watch innocent shows back and then they're like saying lines that you're like, the adults probably wrote that in for a giggle. But when you're a kid watching those movies, you don't think about it. But now as like a grown adult watching a movie, you're like, oh my gosh, like, gosh, there was one part where, I don't know, like the dad was trying to exterminate the ghosts and he runs into his daughter in the hallway and he's like, now, no matter what you hear in there, don't come in. Like, and then you're like, ew, like, is my mind just dirty? But like the way he said it, you were like, I think the adults who wrote this film, like, wanted this to be a little innuendo. But anyway, it just made us laugh. It's also fun to like go back and watch like Shrek. Oh my gosh. And you hear all the adult jokes that you didn't catch as a kid. And you're like, this is hilarious. Speaking of Shrek, the Shrek films are on my list. Shrek, specifically 1, 2, and 3, which is arguably the best Shrek. I would stop there. I think there's a fourth one. There's spin-off series. Just stop there. The third one's the best. You could skip the other two and just go to the third one. It's funny. It's witty. It's charming. It feels fall-ish, nostalgic, checks all the boxes. Okay, this one is one on my list. I have not seen this one yet. Scream. I think that's another, older horror film. It's like a classic. I think it's Drew Barrymore a lot, like as a teenager, and a lot of pop culture references. The Mask. You see that all the time. Like, there's a lot of like nods to this movie and culture. So I really am going to watch it. I feel like it's one of those classic fall, spooky movies. Two others that are on my haven't watched yet, but I've heard nothing but good things about films: Dead Poet Society and Good Will Hunting. Both have the late, great Robin Williams. May he rest in peace. And I'll just be honest, when I think of these movies, I haven't seen them. But the reason I want to watch them is I know they're going to be good. I know they're going to be nostalgic. I know they're going to be deep. But I also like the swooshy hair that the 90s boys have. And when I think of these films, I think of like swooshy soft hair. I think of that distinct like look of like Matt Damon and young Leo and all these young actor boys with the specific, you get it. Like, it's like as if my hair was gone and the bangs just were like, ooh, like Dean and Gilmore Girls, it's just like the swooshy, fluffy middle part. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching the movies more, for more than that, I promise. But I think of the soft, swooshy hair. Okay. Another movie you should add to your fall watch list is called Mud. It is a little bit of an indie film. Back, I want to say 15, 20 years ago. Reese Witherspoon and Matthew McConaughey. All right. And this movie, you see, is actually really good. So it's really good. It is, there's my McConaughey for you. It's really good, but it's like low key. Like, I don't think this one had a big box office. I don't think I would have heard about it if it wasn't for my cinematographer making husband, who introduced it to us a while ago. It's just like kind of a simple, slow mystery drama. A little understated at times, but beautifully shot in the way that it's just like honest. Nothing's trying to be, it's not like a big Hollywood budget, Christopher Nolan, dramatic, Inception layers. It's just like a nice film, a good drama, and it's interesting enough. And I think that Matthew McConaughey does a good job with the character. Yeah, it's just like a good one. So I'd turn that one on. It's a little more of a serious one, I guess. Okay, switching it up though. I haven't seen this one yet. I really, really want to. I've heard it's going to rip my heart out and make me cry. It's called About Time. I think it has Rachel McAdams, and I always forget the actor's name, but he's from the Harry Potter series. I think it's a romance drama. I already know I'm gonna cry. I've been putting it off because every time I want to like watch a rom-com, I want like a rom-com, like something with calm in it, like funny. So I'm a little nervous, but I know it's gonna make me cry, and I know it's gonna be really, really good. I'll just say if it's anything like The Notebook, I can't do it. Like I can't watch The Notebook ever again. It was way too sad, and it sent me into a mega panic attack about death in my friend's basement when I was 16. Not great. Okay, so next we have Hamilton, classic. How does a bastard orphan son of a Alexander Hamilton, as in the musical, as in the one on Disney Plus. If you can, skip sitting down on your couch and you want to turn this into a real live showing and go watch the live performance by a traveling cast or on Broadway, be my guest. I hope you can do that. Do it. But if you're like the rest of us and that is out of the budget, but Disney Plus is in the budget, cozy up and turn it on because it is so good. Arguably, I could have moved this one to like a summer watch list episode, but I put it here because specifically if you're in the state of America right now, it's really hard to feel, depending on who you are, I'll just say that, depending on who you are, it's really hard to feel patriotic right now. It's really hard to feel hopeful about America. It's really hard to feel, grateful for the diversity of perspectives and the dreams America was built on. And so I think I put it in this specific fall category because right now in October 2025, I think it could be a good reminder of like some of those original ideals that America was founded on and the beautiful things we have in our country and what we can hopefully strive to get back towards. So Hamilton's great all around. If you don't want to watch it, listen to the soundtrack, but I guarantee you'll pick up more about the story if you watch it than just listen to it. So another fall movie with a little bit of tea. This movie was the first movie that I think, maybe not the first movie Ian and I watched while we were dating. It couldn't have been because we went to see a movie like at the end of our first date because we were bored and we are like, we just want to keep hanging out. And we watched Aquaman. So boring, like 2 out of 10 stars. But this movie was the movie that we had our first kiss to. A little spice for you. And honestly, guys, it was such a good first kiss. It was so good. It was so spicy, but still good. This movie is Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence, starring in Jennifer Lawrence's Oscar-winning performance of The Silver Linings Playbook. Now, is this movie a little dry at times? Yeah, totally. Is it witty at times? 100%. Is the plot kind of like, what's really happening here? Yeah, of course. Are their acting performances phenomenal? 1000%. Will I remember their acting performances because I was distracted while I was being kissed by my now husband? 1000%. But it's a great film. It's a good film. It is not necessarily like the cozy, easy to watch one. Makes you think a little bit, puts you in a different person's perspective. But if you want just like a great drama with good acting and unique story to it, really, really raw and honest, it's a great one, especially for fall. Okay. One of the most quintessential rewatches every single October, maybe we'll rewatch it this October, I'm not sure. It's a given, the Harry Potter series. Now, if you grew up in a sub-evangelical Christian culture context under the James Dobson wing of things, you may be like me, someone who was banned from watching Harry Potter. This was a banned movie for us. The books were out of the question. I think my parents were on the committee to ban these books from our school library, and they were successful, I will add. But, as much as I was under that influence and as much as I judged everyone at the Scholastic Book Fair from even looking at J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter series, I am so glad that I grew out of that thought process. And somewhere along the lines, after college, I had heard great things. I had heard you really can actually be a Christian and read the Harry Potter series. It turns out that's actually okay. Um, and, you know, I mean, everyone's got their own conviction about reading stuff that has wizards and spells and stuff in it. But again, like it was just always a funny thing to me because Chronicles of Narnia, there's a white witch in that, and they used dark magic and good magic, but that was fine because it was C.S. Lewis and he was a Christian. And Tolkien, you know, the Lord of the Rings series, The Hobbit, that was fine. They use magic left and right in there. There's wizards and spells and witches. That's fine because Tolkien was friends with C.S. Lewis. But J.K. Rowling, burn the witch. No, we're not allowed to listen to her because her wizards are going to convince us to be witches, which is so bad. Which is so bad. That was a good joke. Anyway, there are so many gospel things in Harry Potter, so many light and dark references, so many good and evil, so many representations of Jesus, so many representations of, you know, sacrifice for your friends for the sake of the good of the world to defeat darkness. Brilliantly done series and a lot of fun to watch. I actually haven't finished reading all the books still. I've watched the movie several times now. I'm still working through the books. Just because I'm lazy and I'll get like really, really close to finishing reading one and then I'll just stop and switch to an audiobook of some other series for a while. But it's great. If you haven't watched them, do it. Do it. And yeah, you can still love the Lord and watch a little Harry Potter. I promise. It's okay. It's okay. Okay, so The Fault in Our Stars, another good fall one. Again, a little bit of tearjerker. My little high school self was crying at it. It's a great movie though. Another one that's going to make you cry in the musical category, Les Miserables. Maybe this one should be moved to Christmas. You know, but I wanted to resort like winter movies. You know, maybe this one is more of a winter movie. Strike it. Take it off. Take it off the list. Take it off the list. Take it off the list. Okay. This one's more recent. Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. Fall Guy. It did not get enough hype, I think. This is a movie where the plot is about a stuntman in a movie and all the stunts are done practically. I think if you just like watching things explode and cool stunts, this is just a fun movie to watch. The explosions are cool. It's a little bit of like a, you know, mystery heist situation. I don't know if heist is the right word, but like just kind of like a fun, fast-paced plot where lots of things explode and it's a really, really cool practical effects. It's just like a high-speed fun movie. I'd recommend it. If you're like, any of these movies you're mentioning are snores, this one is a fun, fast one you'll enjoy this fall. Monster House. I want to say 2008. Let's do a quick fact check. 2006. I was very close. It smells like urine in my office. I swear, these cats, if they pee outside the litter box, I'm going to lose it. It's a fun one. It just reminds me of childhood. I haven't seen it in a long time. The animation's a little kooky. It feels kind of like a video game, but I don't know. Sometimes like the fun kid ones are just like what you need to watch in the fall, colder months. Another great one, Knives Out. And I would say Glass Onion, which is like the follow-up to Knives Out, the second one, would probably go in the fall category, but it's also not my favorite. I think we solved that mystery so fast as it was going. We were like, that one so obvious. But Knives Out is a great flick. It was just a fun, like whodunit kind of Clue-ish movie. Not Daniel Day-Lewis. What am I saying? Daniel Craig. James Bond, not Daniel Day-Lewis. He played Lincoln. That's nuts. It's just like one of those star-studded cast movies. Really fun mystery all the way through. It's a great one. Enjoy. Practical Magic. Young Sandra Bullock and, gosh, I want to say Nicole Kidman. Practical Magic. You'd think I would have had this all mapped out. Yes, I was right. Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman. I watched this one last fall. And it's like, I would say like just at the cusp, if you're like, I'm not sure about witchcraft, I would say, okay, here's the, if this is a spectrum of, are we watching witchcraft or not? This is, you know, Casper the Friendly Ghost. This is Harry Potter right next to that. Practical Magic is over here, kind of like in the middle, along with like the Twix the Twix Witches, Sabrina the Teenage Witch. And then over here, you would get into like The Exorcist or any of those dark horrors. I don't have interest in watching those things. The creepy, dark world, where magic gets turned into something dark and devious and demonic. No, 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 no. Okay? I'm not saying we need to watch those. For me, personally, I don't like those. This one's just like funny, young, nostalgic one. You can obviously tell, like, it's not telling everyone to go be witches. 1998 film. It just, like, the outfits are nostalgic. It feels like a fall movie. They are, trying to solve this predicament that they have found themselves in. And it's just one of those, like, fun fall witchy without being, like, witchy. You know what I mean? Okay. The Dark Knight series, the Christopher Nolan Batman series. Great. If you want more of a drama, more of a Superman, superhero vibe, this is a great series of films. I was pleasantly surprised with these. To me, I've always been more of a Marvel girl than a DC girl because I like the storytelling in Marvel. I like that you fall in love with the characters. I like how they make them extremely likable. They have, great qualities, poor qualities. They're sloppy at times. They're silly. I think even though it's cheesy, I like when they say the little convenient, catchphrase right at the right time and they're in the middle of beating up a bad guy and they know exactly the right words to say and how to get the girl or the guy at the end of it. They're a lot of fun. But the DC Dark Knight movies, are those DC or just Christopher Nolan? I don't really know. But I've just never been really into like Superman, Batman, Aquaman, like the DC characters as much, Wonder Woman, anything like that. These ones are really good. The plot is really good. You can tell the stakes get raised. You can tell Christian Bale is the actor, how much he is thinking through all these decisions. You can tell Cillian Murphy. In this household, we love Cillian Murphy, and he's one of the best actors, I think, of our time. And he just does a phenomenal job. Like, it's just a really great series. So I would recommend that if you haven't seen it. I think there's 3 of them. The Dark Knight, The Night Begins, The Dark Knight Rises. Anyway, Prisoners, another good one. Specifically, I added it to this fall category because it's not necessarily spooky. It's not really fall, Halloween, wizardy in any way, but it's just a kind of a dingy drama. I want to say what's his face? It's not a Chris. Jake Gyllenhaal. It's not a Chris. It's Jake Gyllenhaal and Hugh Jackman. Suspense, thriller, drama. Good movie. I didn't add this to this list because I think it's more of a not Christmas, but winter film. But The Prestige is also kind of in that same category. You could watch it in the fall too. You can watch these movies whenever you want. I'm just trying to give you a couple ideas, you silly goober. If you want something a little darker, a little more like murdery, the You series, it's on Netflix with Penn Badgley. I think we're on season 4. We still need to finish season 4, but it's good stuff. It's good stuff. There's murder, though, for that one. So you'll see some things. If you don't like murder, don't watch that. Speaking of murder, Only Murders in the Building with the amazing Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez trio. Love the charm of this series. It's gotten a little like the mysteries aren't that intense. And when they find a clue, they just figure out like the next 20 things all in one scene, which I find a little annoying. But if you just want like an easy watch, I will give the caveat it's not like family friendly necessarily. There's, quite a lot of swearing and sometimes some gross, dead bodies on the screen. But if you want an easy watch as opposed to like something that takes a lot of mental strain when you're watching a murder mystery kind of show, this one's a cute one. I love the banter between the 3 leads. I love the nostalgia feeling of it. I love the intro music is so cute. And I'm loving the addition of the star-studded cast. I think they have Meryl Streep and Paul Rudd, and they've just been adding on amazing, fun actors. If nothing else, it just feels like an improv murder mystery, scene with all of your favorite childhood actors at once. So it's a lot of fun. Okay, I'm currently watching this one. I just started it. I'm only on episode 4. This one has Jonathan Groff in it, as in the king from Hamilton, as in, it's not Olaf. Kristoff? Is just Jonathan Groff play Kristoff? Let me look this up. He's a Broadway guy. You know him. He spits a lot when he sings. That's just like one of the things he's known for. Yeah, he's in Frozen, he's in Glee, he's in Hamilton, he's in Mindhunter, all these amazing movies. I think he's in another Broadway one called Merrily We Roll Along. But he is acting in a TV show in this one. I'm not sure when Mindhunter came out, but I'm currently enjoying it. It's pretty good. It's kind of like following the perspective of the FBI in the 70s as they started to realize there was more to serial killers than just nature versus nurture. And they're kind of getting into the mindset and the psychological aspects of serial killers. And so they're kind of like going across the country, interviewing them and looking at their cases and using psychology to kind of inform, what's going on with this era. So that one is great. Again, it's a TV series, not a movie. Another fall movie, I'll just kind of shoot through these so that you guys can just get to watching and stop hearing me yap. I want to watch this one. It's on my list. Death Becomes Her. I think it's late 90s Meryl Streep. It looks really good. And there was just a musical adaptation that was made. Casablanca. That's a classic one. I want to say the 1940s. I've just never seen it. So it's on my want to watch list. I've also never seen The Heathers, the musical, which I heard is like a more murdery version of Mean Girls. Heretic, who has, what's his name? British, bad teeth. I can picture him. He's in Love Actually. You know who I'm talking about. I just can't figure out his name right now. But anyway, Heretic, it's about, Mormon missionaries who knock on the wrong guy's door, apparently. But I'd like to see that one as well. Pursuit of Happiness is on my list as well. And then Wednesday, the TV series. I've watched season 1. I have not yet watched season 2, but I heard it's great, amazing, fun. Can't wait to watch it. Again, Wednesday, if you like the Addams Family and if you like something that's a little spooky, but not like crazy spooky, and especially if you like Tim Burton, all good things to watch. Phantom of the Opera, a musical. Again, it feels really good for fall. And one of my favorite films of all time, Ratatouille. Ratatouille. So, yes, I feel like that makes a really good list of fall flicks, but what do you think? What would you add to this? What would you take away from it? What are you going to watch next? Let me know everything, okay? Let me know everything. I need to go check on all the cats, dogs, people in this home, but thank you again for tuning into this episode. Obviously, you can follow me wherever you want to. I don't know, wherever you feel like it. India and stuff, India Jade Photo. Do all the things. Leave your comments. Subscribe, like, share, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!